Hello everyone, in this video I will go over my solution to the problem named count permutation. This problem is an excellent problem which teaches us how to use bijections. So although it's only div 2a, it's still a powerful tool which helps us to understand the concept of bijections in combinatorics problems. So in this problem we basically need to find the number of permutations p1 through pn such that the number of indices satisfying pi is less than pi plus 1 is greater than or equal to n, and we need to print the number of such permutations modulo 10 to the power of 9 plus 7. So the key idea is that our condition pi is less than pi plus 1. So if we let count to be the number of indices I such that pi is less than pi plus 1, if we want count to be greater than or equal to n, then consider the case when count is less than n. So consider some permutation. So for example, from the examples itself, consider the permutation 1, 2. Then the number of indices I which satisfy 1 is less than 2 is 1 index, and if you reverse this permutation, then 0 indices actually satisfy this condition. And if you also consider another example when n is 2, so if you consider the permutation 1, 2, 3, 4, then the value of count, so this means that the value of count is actually just 3. However, if you reverse this permutation, the value of count becomes 0. And in general, if the count value is less than n, then the permutation which you form by reversing the original permutation will have the count value to be 2n minus 1 minus count. The reason being, when we reverse the permutation, all those indices which have pi less than pi plus 1 will actually have pi greater than pi plus 1, and all those indices which had pi greater than pi plus 1 will now have pi less than pi plus 1. That's why since there were 2n minus 1 indices, all of them will basically reverse and there'll be 2n minus count minus 1 indices. And since we know that when count is less than n, then 2n minus count minus 1 is actually greater than or equal to n. So I'll just prove that in a bit. Count is less than n. So this means that minus count is greater than or equal to n, or basically minus count is greater than n minus n, and this means that 2n minus count minus 1 is greater than 2n minus n minus 1, which is basically n minus 1, and that's greater than or equal to n. So that's why count is less than n means the reverse will be greater than or equal to n. So this means that we have a bijection between the original array P. So between the original, let's say that P was this, we have a bijection between this and the reverse. So this means that the number of elements which satisfy count is less than n is equal to the number of permutations which satisfy count is greater than or equal to n. And that's why, since every permutation falls under one of these two cases, the final answer will just be 2n factorial divided by 2, because there are total number of 2n factorial permutations and each of them fall under these two cases, and we know that 1 is equal to 2, like the number of permutations in 1 is equal to the number of permutations in 2, and since the sum is 2n factorial, each of them will be 2n factorial minus 2 divided by 2, and we'll just print 2n factorial divided by 2 for each test case. So for each test case we compute 2n factorial by 2. Notice I just loop over. So to compute 2n factorial, I just go from 3 to 2n because we are dividing by 2, and and we take the number under modulus, so that's why we don't want to divide by 2 explicitly. So we are going to divide by 2 implicitly, so that we don't have to take modulo inverses. So implicitly divide by 2 by looping from I going from 3 to n, and you can see that this code does get accepted. So that's all for this problem. So this problem gave us a quick introduction to bijection as a powerful tool in combinatorics, and we made the bijection between the permutation P and the reverse of the permutation.